I think that's straight. I hope so. That's as straight as it's gonna get. So
I don't need no muzzle. I want y'all to hear it raw. I'ma be the greatest thing that y'all ever saw. I'm gonna get this money. Y'all can't take this from me. Always up to something. Police.
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while. This is about
My duties are over.
Is he bothering you?
No, he just sucks sometimes.
You wanna get swaddled? Wanna try to swaddle? You're getting a little fat, my boy. Ain't even gonna lie to you. Let me take this bib off. What? What? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, White Girl Desi, and I'm back at it again with another video. As y'all can see, things have changed since my last video. Actually, I think my last video was a 38-week update, and I had my baby like 2 days later. But yeah, so today I'm going to be telling y'all my labor and delivery story. This is about 1.5 months postpartum. He turns 2 months next week. I actually posted my 38-week update video after I already had him, and if you have me on Instagram, you know that, but it's okay. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I was actually in labor for about 3 days, and I didn't know it. I mean, I had a feeling, but I was like, this can't be labor. This is probably like Braxton Hicks contractions. If y'all saw my last video, y'all know I was actually having contractions in that video, and then I was like, I don't know if it's Braxton Hicks or like false labor contractions, but like whatever. They were real, very real. So yeah, I started having them on Monday. I actually lost my mucus plug on Monday, and then immediately started having contractions. Tuesday, they were about 10 minutes apart. Then into the nighttime, they were about like 5 to 8 minutes apart. Then throughout the day, they were about like 3 to 5 minutes apart. And then at nighttime is when they were like 2 to 3 minutes apart. And I was like, okay, we gotta go to the hospital. Wednesday, I actually tried to, go about my day as normal as possible. While still having the contractions, I went for a walk. I bounced on my little pregnancy ball or whatever. I kind of just tried to do everything that I was already doing. I went to work and everything. I actually worked from 5 to 1 a.m. I was actually working till like 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I was like, yo, I can't even concentrate because I was having contractions. I couldn't even think through them. So I was like, I told my manager, I was like, I'm having contractions. I might go to the hospital tonight, so I'm leaving a little bit early. She's just giving me a bunch of advice because she has kids of her own. So I got off of work early at 10 o'clock. And I was like, let me take a warm bath. So I set up my little bath or whatever. I actually have clips of that night because my sister was like recording me because she thought I was overreacting. I wasn't overreacting. Them contractions was hurting me. But anyways, she was recording me. Little did she know her nephew was coming the next day. But anyways, I'll put in the video, the videos that she posted of me in labor right now.
Yeah, but her pacing around in this room is having me.
You get butt booty naked at
What?
Some people
But yeah, my mom kept asking me the whole night, like, do you want to go to the hospital? Do you think you have to go to the hospital? Do you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, no, no, I think I'm okay. I think I could hold off. My only reason for not going to the hospital sooner was because I didn't want to go to the hospital for them to tell me that I'm not ready. And then I felt like I wasted people's time. So I was like trying to just hold it off for as long as I could. And I did. Had I not went to the hospital that night, I probably would have had my baby at home, because I had my baby literally 4 hours after I left my house. It was about 11:45, and my mom was like, let's go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm okay. Then another contraction hit, and I was like, let's go to the hospital. So we didn't even pack a hospital bag, nothing. I didn't pack anything. I texted my boyfriend and I was like, I'm going to the hospital, I'm having contractions, but I don't think I'm having the baby anytime soon, so don't worry about it. If anything happens, I'll text you and I'll let you know, what's going on. He was at work at the time. So, we get to the hospital, and it's so funny because, I don't know, it's still surreal to me. Like, everything happened so fast that I didn't even get, like, the chance to even acknowledge the fact that, like, I really did that, like. And it was so funny because when I was like, they were asking me all these questions, like COVID questions, and then they were like asking me like identity questions and everything, and like asking me like how far along I was and how is the pain feeling. And it's just like trying to answer all these questions while going through contractions. It's a little like, it's a little annoying. And then I had to fill out paperwork. Trying to fill out paperwork while I was contracting, it was like, I'll have the contraction, and then like within those 2 minutes that the contractions weren't there, I was like trying to fill out the whole paper so that I'm like, going, but whatever. And then the lady came in to check my little area or whatnot to see if I was dilating. And let me tell y'all something. I had my doctor's appointment a week before, exactly a week before, and I was not dilating. I wasn't really like getting far with anything. So I didn't think that I was dilating, or if I was dilating, I didn't think I was as far along as I was. I thought it was probably gonna be like 3 centimeters or something, but she checked me down there, and sure enough, she goes, yep, you're 7 centimeters. And I'm like, 7? What? I looked at my mom. My mom was like, 7. I was like, 7, girl, we almost there. Like, so you know how close 7 is to 10? I was like, ooh, girl, we gonna have a baby. So yeah, we were shocked. Like, we were like, damn, like we thought I was gonna be like 3, 4, maybe 5 centimeters. 7? Shit, we more than halfway there, child. I was like, oh shit. So she's like, yeah, so we're gonna set up a room for you, and then we'll bring you up right now. I was like, set up a room? Like, we having him today? She's like, I mean, well, not today, because it was like 11:45. Within the next couple hours, yeah, you're gonna have him. And I was like, I know you lying. I was like, girl, you lying. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have my baby. Like, I was in shock, y'all. Like, me and my mom was like, no freaking way. Like, oh my God. But I started crying and everything, child. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have my baby. I was scared. Like, I was scared. I felt like this day was never gonna come. But yeah, and then it was kind of sad because due to this whole COVID thing, you're only allowed to have one person in the room with you. And obviously I chose my boyfriend because, it's his baby. But I really wanted my mom to be there. My mom wanted to be there so bad. She couldn't even go up to the room with me as I waited for my boyfriend because he was at work. And, I had to wait for him and everything, but she couldn't even wait with me. Once they brought me to the room, I was in there by myself for like hella long. So yeah, but my mom was downstairs. She was downstairs and she was, waiting for him to get there. We was on the phone. actually my phone died and I started crying. I started busting out crying. I asked the nurse for a charger and everything, because I was like, I was on FaceTime with my mom and I was alone, you know what I'm saying, waiting for my boyfriend to get there, having contractions, scared as hell in an empty room. Like, I was just, COVID didn't make the situation better at all. But yeah, girl, going through those contractions by myself was like terrible. That was like the worst like hour. I was waiting for my boyfriend for a good hour, hour and a half. And then it was just me. And they kept asking me like, do you want to get an epidural? Do you want any medication? Like, my whole plan was to go natural. So I was like, no. So I kind of was just going through the pain by myself, and it was just terrible. And he came when the pain got, you know, I knew that the pain was bad when I started making jokes and stuff, trying to keep my mind off of it. And then I was like, I don't know, I was getting real slow, because like it was just taking all my energy. Them contractions was taking all my energy. My boyfriend was like, did they give you any medication? I'm like, no, bro, like this is just me off like pain. This is me off pain. Like, I'm out of there. So when it hit about 8.5 centimeters, oh boy, let me tell y'all something. I wanted her to pop my water so bad. I was like, pop my water. I need it. Really, when I tell y'all, the feeling feels like, I can't describe it. The feeling feels like you're constipated. You know what it feels like? It feels like you have a balloon in your butt and you have to poop it out. I'm not sure if you can imagine how that feels, but that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like you have to poop out. It feels like you have to poop, but you have a balloon stuck in your ass, and it's not coming out. And the balloon is the sack, and it feels like I have to push it out. And I couldn't, obviously, because my water didn't break, and they didn't break my water when I asked them to. I said, can you please break my water? At 8.5 or 9 centimeters. I think I was already 9 centimeters, and I was like, break it. Like, break it, because I know that I was gonna feel a sense of relief when it was broken, because it was just, the sack is what hurt. Because once they broke my water, I felt such a sense of relief. But they didn't want to break my water until the doctor came. I guess they thought I was gonna push before I had to, and they didn't want me to tear or anything, so they was like, no, we're not gonna break your water, just don't push. And I was like, I just might push. And they're like, don't push. I basically was waiting till I was 10 centimeters dilated. Then when I was 10 centimeters dilated, the doctor still wasn't there. We had to wait a couple minutes, and she got there, and as soon as she got there, they broke my water. And weirdest feeling ever. It feels so freaking weird, but it felt so good, because I mean, it didn't feel good, but it was relieving, because it literally felt like it was full down there. It was heavy. And when they broke my water, like, you literally heard the whoosh. It was so funny. It was disgusting. It was disgusting, but it was like really intriguing. I was like, oh my god, that was my water. I really wanted to record my my delivery, because I wanted my mom to see it, obviously, and my mom was on FaceTime up until I started pushing, because they didn't let my boyfriend be on FaceTime with my mom either. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of like downplaying how like chill I was, because y'all, I was screaming. I ain't even gonna lie to you, I was screaming. When it was time to push, I started screaming. That's when I started screaming. Them like first 3 pushes, girl, I was screaming, and the doctor was like, you can't scream, you're gonna strain yourself. And I was like, I have to. But then I was like, okay, I won't scream anymore, so I stopped screaming. But the first 3 pushes, I definitely screamed. I was for sure, that shit hurt really bad. But yeah, they broke my water, and they said, whenever you ready and you have a contraction, push. And it's so funny because I never wanted, the whole time I was having contractions, I didn't want a contraction to come as much as I did when I started pushing. Because I felt like you have to wait till you have contractions to start pushing. I felt like, I don't know, I felt like the contractions were so close together and everything. But once I started pushing, it took forever for a contraction to come. And then it was like, I just want to push right now. It's just like, wait for a contraction. And I was like, I just want to push. He was out in about 6 pushes. He was in about six, 7 pushes. He was out. Yeah, and let me tell y'all something. That shit hurt. I thought he was bigger than what he is, and thank God he was a little baby. He was 5 pounds. The Lord knew what he was doing when he ain't give me no like 8-pound baby, cause boy, he would have torn my ass up. He would have torn my ass up. I would have cried. Oh, that would have been so much worse than what it was. But yeah, he was a tiny baby. He was 5 pounds. I could have sworn he was gonna be bigger, but I guess not. And I was like, 5 pounds. They didn't feel like no 5 pounds that I was pushing out. That head felt big, but he was pretty small. After I pushed, you know, then we had a little skin to skin. My baby daddy cut the umbilical cord. They weighed him and everything. I did have to get stitches, but not a lot. I didn't tear on the outside. It was like inside tears, and they were like really small, but I had to get stitches for that, which was fine. People say that delivering the placenta hurts more, but in all honesty, I did not feel it. I did not feel it. I was so focused on my baby. Like, let me tell you, I didn't cry throughout my whole really labor or delivery. Like, I didn't cry until I saw him. My contractions, I didn't cry. Pushing him, I didn't cry. But once I saw him, I started busting out in tears. Like, I was, I'm about to start now. No, but like seeing him for the first time and like touching him and having him like on my chest and everything, it was just like an unexplainable feeling. Like, oh shit, don't start. Yeah, it's a feeling that can't be explained. Like, it was beautiful. And then you know, they asked if I was gonna breastfeed, and I said yeah. And as soon as I said yeah, they just cleaned him up and then put him on my breast, and he latched perfect, like the first time, you know, first attempt, he latched on perfect. It was a pretty good experience, to be honest. For it to be like my first pregnancy and everything, it was pretty good. As y'all know, my pregnancy itself wasn't bad, so the fact that my labor and delivery wasn't really bad either. It was a good pregnancy. It was, and I pray that all my pregnancies go as smooth as my first. But yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. It's pretty boring. It's pretty normal. Not very dramatic. It was actually a lot more dramatic than I made it seem. But I feel like it's been a month and a half now. It's not as dramatic in my head, but it was dramatic at the time. It's not as dramatic now that I think about it, like me talking about it now, but at the time, it was dramatic as hell. Nothing too crazy happened or anything. It would have been crazy if I would have had my baby at home. That would have been crazy, but had I not went to the hospital and I wasn't gonna go, I would have had my baby at home, and honestly, wouldn't have been that mad, because my mom would have been there. And nobody can't tell me nothing. I should have had a home delivery. Anybody I wanted could be there if I had a home delivery, but that's like, it had to be planned and everything, and my delivery wasn't even planned or anything, so whatever. So anyways, y'all, yeah, that was my story. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if you guys enjoyed or anything, because it was a little boring and it was a little boring, but Like, it was really dramatic. It's like, it didn't seem as dramatic in the way I'm telling it to y'all, but it was a little dramatic. Like, the whole thing would happen so fast. It was a little, but it wasn't that bad. I can do it like 4 more times. But yeah, that was my story, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what other videos y'all want me to post. I'm probably gonna do like a life as a new mom video separate, not like a vlog or anything, just kind of my experience so far. But y'all stay tuned for that. Till then, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Y'all want to see my baby? He's sleeping. He doesn't do this often, so we're gonna enjoy this moment. Oh, this is him, Juwan Jr. Looking all cute and stuff. Okay. But anyways, y'all. Yeah. Bye.
I don't need